Hey y'all, I'm Sadie, the original bag lady. Don't get it twisted, y'all know. You never know what I got coming out of my bag, because it's never a dull moment, right? Now, I hope you can hear me okay. My AC decided to go about, I don't know, maybe a week ago, I guess. So sister got no AC. Sister is driving around in a 2013 Chevy Spark. And Sadie, the original bag lady, is not happy about it. Okay. Well, what I want to talk about first, I think what's on my mind right now, well, there's a lot of things on my mind, but I kind of wanted to talk about Diddy a little bit, even though I would like to stay away from entertainers. I gotta move over. Y'all ever notice that people don't move for emergency vehicles anymore? I don't know what city you're in, but have you noticed that in this city, Boston? Yeah, for about the last 15 years, I noticed it, that people will not move for emergency vehicles. And it upsets me, because if that were your mother, father, child, or even yourself in that emergency vehicle, and you only had seconds to live, you would want people to move so that you can get to some help. That's my what do you call it when you want to beat something? Anyway, that soapbox or something like that. Anyway, that's mine. Like, I got a real pet peeve for that. Diddy. See, I don't believe they charged Diddy accurately from the jump, okay? They did not charge him accurately. Now, I've been in federal trouble twice, okay? Twice, okay? So I know a lot about the feds. First of all, when people say the feds have a 95% success rate, well, that's because everybody pleads guilty. They don't have a success rate like that. It's that they scare you to death into pleading guilty, and you feel like you're going to get way more time if you don't go ahead on and take that plea. For me, I think if you're guilty, plead guilty. I really do believe if you're guilty, just go ahead on and get the best deal you can get, and go ahead on and pay your debt to society, whatever. If that's real or not, I don't know. All I know is I feel like if you're guilty, plead guilty. If you're guilty and they don't have enough evidence, then maybe, you win some, you lose some. Maybe you win that one. Whatever happens with that is none of my business. But I do see people getting away with a lot of stuff that ordinary people would not get away with. I see Caucasians getting away with stuff they would never let black people get away with. The mass shootings, and we talk about this all the time, and usually people who do that are Caucasian and male, and they don't even get a punch in the eye, where you get black people who've done less than that might be their day to die. I was in a situation one time, Thanksgiving Eve in 2009, where the North Andover state troopers had killed a black man, a melanated man, about 2 hours prior to pulling me over. And I promise you, I didn't know that man had just been jumped and murdered. I was just driving from New Hampshire to Massachusetts, and I got to the sign, Massachusetts welcomes you. Yerp, the lights. That's the sound of the beast. Whoop, whoop. That's the sound of the police. So I pull over. Well, I could tell by the way the cop, how aggressively he pulled over behind me, right? Let me know, oh, shoot, it's about to be some shit. Now, I just knew it was about to be some shit. How I know? I know. So I become as humble as I can. I'm talking about I'm eating double layered humble pie. He comes to past my driver's side window. I put the window down slightly. He sees my passenger, and he automatically starts going for my passenger. He asked me for my driver's license and my registration. I say, okay, I have to get it out of my glove compartment, which was locked. So I get I get the license, I get the registration. I'm seat belted in. I have on my glasses so I can see. It is about midnight on it was a Wednesday night, the day before Thanksgiving Eve, so midnight. Okay. So where you going? Where you coming from? What you doing? Where you going? Where you coming from? What's your social? Where you live? What you coming from? What you do? I said, officer, with all due respect, you pulled me over, so can you handle me? Now at the time, this over here, the passenger, this is a long story. I don't even want to go into it, right? Nevertheless, they go after him. He has on a B hat, a Scully. I don't know what they call them now, beanies, but in my day they called Scullies with the B. He had on a bomber jacket, So now we are profiling him, and they just go at him. And I just asked them to come over here, please, and finish the stop. Because if it's about a stop, let's just do that and get that over with. I end up getting beat up and arrested. I thought I was going to die. I thought that was how my story ended, and I was blown away. Not really afraid. I don't think you really have time to be afraid. I don't know. Your adrenaline is pumping. I don't know what to do, so I start screaming out the name of Jesus. I start screaming out like I'm crazy, but I don't have nothing to lose. So, Jesus, you said you would protect me. Jesus, you said if I called on your name, you would be there in an instant. Protect me, Jesus. And I'm screaming. I get arrested. Come to find out that same state trooper that beat me up on the highway had me thinking I was going to die that night. 2 hours prior to me had beat up a man, killed him. When I got to the state police barracks in North Andover, I seen the coagulated blood on the stairs, and I said, what do you, kill people here? What do you guys, commit murders here? What's the blood on the stairs? Had no idea that man had died. They put me in the cell. They come get me out the cell. They handcuff me to the bench. They bring the phone over to me. The bail is $40. Now it's about 3 a.m. I got to get in touch with somebody to come get me out of here. Somebody does. They told my cop. That was one story. Come to find out, not only did they kill that man, but this same officer, Michael Sweet. So there was 3 Sweets on this state police barracks, in that barracks. This particular one, Michael, he had issues with 3 black women. I'm the American. Then there's a Dominican. And then there is a Brazilian, maybe Cape Verdean, but we're all 3 melanated people, women. I decided that I was going to take them to court. They charged me with disorderly. Now, the elements to a disorderly is a crowd has to ensue. There is no crowd on the highway 93 southbound at midnight on Thanksgiving Eve. That's an element. They did not have that element. I told that boy, I am not going nowhere. We going to the hoop with this. We are going to the hoop with this. Then I'm going to sue you. Well, I go up. The captain tells me to come to a place in between where they are and I am, and we're going to meet at a public place, and we're going to go in and we're going to talk about what happened. I did that. On the way there, there's state troopers all around me, on both sides of the street. There's state troopers over here, there's state troopers over there, they're behind me, they're in front of me. I get shook. I'm shook. I'm like, oh shit, I ain't dealing with this. Well, it took 2 years to fight that case. 2 years. At the end, I got some type of probation. But now I can't sue because I'm convicted of the crime. So I cannot sue. So he got away with that. What did they do with Michael Sweet? They moved him. They moved him over there to the state barracks. I think it's Brockton, Mass. Yeah. They moved him. Which is what they do. So I want to talk about that. I don't know how I got on that, but that's one story. Back to Diddy. They charged him wrong. Now, if it was me, you would charge me with a whole bunch of stuff and then hope some of it stick. They didn't charge Diddy like that. I feel like they charged him for where they couldn't get it guilty. Even though I feel like the government proved that Diddy was racketeering. Yeah, and I see some coercion, fraud. I seen some of that, but I wasn't on the jury, and I don't believe in that anyway. I just don't. I don't see how some people get away with stuff and some people don't. Right here in Massachusetts, the woman that hit the man in the snow last year went to trial and got a not guilty. Of course she's guilty. Of course she is, but she got a not guilty, and that's that. I said in one of my other videos that they don't like to incarcerate white women, and they don't. How do I know? I know. Back to the feds. They got a 95% conviction rate. Everybody pleads guilty. The feds will make you tell on your mother, your child. Like, they don't care. When they start running them telephone numbers at you, that's not time. 168 months. That's the beginning of a telephone number. Like, my Lord. Right? Right. So mostly everybody pleads guilty. Now here's the other thing. They keep saying Diddy is in prison. Diddy is in prison. Diddy is not in prison. Diddy is in jail. There's a difference between jail and prison. The other thing I heard was when the defense attorney and the prosecuting team are there with the court officer and the judge and so on. That's called the bullpen. I have never heard that before. The bullpen is when you got a whole bunch of prisoners back there. That's the docks. The bullpen is at the jail when you're waiting to be called and be processed in. That is the bullpen. But you know, we got this thing going on in America where we're changing words and meanings, and we don't have freedom of speech anymore, and we have to dumb down our way of talking and so on and so forth. But I don't want to dumb down the way the feds do you, because there's nothing easy, light, friendly, or fair about the way the feds do you. Nothing, people. So now, for sentencing, now that Diddy has been found guilty on those two minor charges that, there's a 10-year sentence attached to them, it's not really up to the judge. I heard somebody say, a YouTuber say, it's up to the judge. It's really not, because of the guidelines. Can the judge depart from the guidelines? Yes, he will need a reason, because you can also depart from the guidelines and go up. There are a few people that said if you let Diddy go, my life is going to be in jeopardy. I don't know who Diddy pissed off. I don't really know what happened. I don't know why they stuffed Diddy down our throats for over a year, hyping up this Diddy shit for him to get found not guilty. Like, Diddy is not going to jail, and I don't know what happened. I also know that the feds give certain people money to start up with when they get out of jail. Certain people. I have a little brother. Right now, he is doing 25 to 55 years in state prison up in New Hampshire. He has done 2 fed bids. My brother got 60-something months, which is 5 years and some change. I think he got like 6 years for a gram of crack cocaine way back in the day. He came back and had another drug charge, and they gave him 10 years, 100 and something months. He finished that. Then he gets busted one more again. My brother's geek is getting money. I've never seen a person be able to get high the way he does and accumulate as much money as he does. Now here's the hit. He won't do nothing for nobody. When my brother got arrested this time, he had $300 and something thousand. At the same time, my daughter passed away. And my baby was, man, I'm so ashamed of the way we had to send my daughter off for lack of money. I am so ashamed. It will haunt me till the day I die. The shame around the way I had to send my daughter off. Never knowing. I know my brother got money, but I didn't know my brother was sitting on $360-something thousand. And the feds took it. That's not the first time they've taken his money. They've gotten him for $50,000 at one time. He never gets any of this money back either. His geek is he gets high and he runs. And he makes money. And he runs. And he makes money. And he runs. And he makes money. I don't really want to put him out there like that. He is my brother. I'm not really putting him out. I'm just saying that they know this man has a problem. All of his charges are the same. They're drug charges. He is a drug addict. It's just that his geek allows him to make money. Now, they have to do a PSI on Diddy, pre-sentencing report. That takes 90 days. And then that goes back, the probation does that. And then that goes back. The judge and them, they take a look at that, and that will help with the guidelines, down, up, or to stay neutral. And then he has to be designated. If he is going to go to prison, he has to be designated. That takes another 30 to 60, 90 days. It depends. To be designated. He's from New York, you know, he could go to Fort Dix, New Jersey, he could go to that one in New York. I can get the name of it right now. I used to know the names of all of them. I'm glad I forgot it. Yeah, I really am. So then that has to happen. Then he gets on the plane, or however they're going to transport him, and he goes where he's going. That's how that works. But a lot of the misconceptions around the feds and how they get down, and you don't want to play with the feds, you don't. But they are not fair. They're not fair at all. But basically, bottom line, they charged Diddy the way they wanted to charge him, so that Diddy would end up with no time. Everybody thought, you know, like what happened with the T.D. Jakes, and what happened with the children, and what happened with Allie Carter, and what happened with, Jay-Z's next, and what happened with Kanye's next, and so what? So fucking what? Ooh, excuse me, I'm sorry. So what? Because you're not gonna do nothing? These people been doing this forever and ever and ever and ever and ever up there in Hollywood, and not just Hollywood. Even them K-pop boys over in Korea was drugging and raping. Even they was drugging and raping and murdering and doing all kinds of sorts of stuff, right? This ain't nothing new. And it's going to continue to go on and on and on and on. In fact, the child trafficking stuff, I heard it was horrible 15 years ago. Now it is completely out of control. How do you bring awareness to something 15 years ago and it's worse in the 15 years than it was? I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I'm going to leave y'all with this. I work in the mental health field. My body started betraying me. I fell and I hurt my hip. I had all this pain in my hip and my back. I tried to go out on a leave. That didn't work. I went back to work for about 6 months or so, 8 months maybe. And I just started feeling sick. I was grieving my daughter's death really bad. I just got dark and gray and grief. My body was betraying me. I do the little 60 days of disability from work leave. After that, I applied for SSI because I don't feel like I can go back to work right now. And what did I get? A denial. So right now, I have no source of income. I still am employed at my job. I went in looking for other things that I might be able to do. But I work in the mental health field, and it's not good for my mental health. Like, honestly, I'm not in a place to be able to help anybody right now because I almost can't help myself. Right? Let me see, 22 minutes. I'm not trying to keep y'all. I know you don't like long videos, especially videos like mine. Listen, people, I have had the same 51 subscribers for a year. Would y'all help me out, please? Would you help me? Would you like and share and subscribe? Would you do that for me? Would you comment and tell me things, ask me questions? What do I think about this? What do I think about that? I am honestly right now trying to get right with the Lord. I really am. I really am. I was raised Hebrew. Jesus was a prophet, not the Son of God. I accepted Jesus Christ as my personal Lord and Savior at 15. I have backslidden 1,000 times. I know better. But right now, I am in repentance and really wanting to be right with the Lord because He's coming back. Something is happening. Something's going on. And I want to be on the right side. I also don't want to see anybody perish. I would like to see everybody come to a saving knowledge of Jesus Christ. So I may start switching my content over to more things of the Lord. Yeah. And I don't know. Give me some opinions. I ask you guys to comment, talk. Honestly, people, I feel like my channel is buried. I feel like it's buried. I just got this inner, I'm not what they're looking for. Even with my tie-dye, like, Support me with that. Support my tie-dye. What? Can I eat? Can I eat? Can I have a salad tonight? Can I get my brakes fixed on my car? Do I have to ask the government? Do I have to be needy like that? Like, I tie-dye. I have an art and a hobby. And a habit. I have a habit of tie-dyeing. I love it. I love it. Here's a farmer's market. I wonder if they have watermelon. I want a piece of watermelon that doesn't taste like cucumber. I want a piece of watermelon that tasted like watermelon did when I was a kid, when there was no more and you were still trying to eat the white, and none of them used to say, hey, you can throw that away now, there ain't nothing but the rind. I want a piece of watermelon like that. I haven't had a piece of watermelon that tastes like that in so long. With the right crunch and the right texture. I miss it. I wonder if they got real watermelon down south. I love you guys. I really do. Thanks for listening. But would you please help me? I want my channel to grow. Why my channel can't grow? I'm nice. I'm beautiful. I'm smart. What more? What more can I do? Tell me. And with that, I am Sadie, the original bag lady. Peace.